I'm Roger Mills, and this is Debbie Slocum, and we're here at Slocum Ridge Pet Camp in Glencoe. And today, Debbie, we're going to be doing a little research on you and talking about your history and how you've gotten into the industry and where we are at the pet camp. A lot of people know you from Timberlake Pet World and some other industries that you've been in, whether it be showing animals, training animals, raising animals from chicks. If you would kind of give us some history on where you've been and how you've gotten to where you are now.
Okay. My parents moved to Glencoe when I was about 5. They had a boarding kennel. Mom raised and showed dogs. I helped her. She was training dogs at that time. I grew up following in her footsteps, and by the time I was 6 or 7 years old, I was obedience training dogs for dog shows and for the public. She raised multiple breeds of dogs, and I worked with her very closely in that and learned everything that she did over the years. Right. I helped her run the Timberlake Kennels, which was the original boarding kennel in Etowah County, and worked with her until she closed that. I helped her and my dad manage Timberlake Pet World. Did that for 13 years or so. I had managed some other pet stores during the interim between those two in other states. And I just have a general background. I've shown dogs, raised show dogs, raised pets. I learned to groom when I was about 13. And I've taken that education and furthered it just as much as I could by going to seminars to work with breeders, work with professional handlers, take every seminar that I can get, go to shows. I've competed in grooming shows and furthered my education in that area. Mm-hmm. I now have my National Certified Master Groomer certificate, and so do my groomers. But then my parents had closed their kennel. There wasn't really a good kennel in the area, and in 1998 my husband and I decided we wanted to go ahead and open a kennel, and we created Slocum Ridge Pet Camp, and it's kind of grown from there.
And really has it grown?
Yes.
It really has. I remember the first time that you and I got back together after doing commercials for your business on Rainbow Drive. And you sold that business and got into this business. When we came out here, this building was probably half
Yes,
the size?
It was less than half. It was 1/3 the size.
All right. So I guess from there you got into this. If you will, just so somebody that doesn't know anything about the camp itself out here, tell us a bit what all y'all do.
It's a boarding kennel. We board animals. We like to spoil them while they're here.
Right.
We offer a little different than your traditional boarding. Each dog has their own indoor kennel. They have their outdoor patio, large patio. They can come and go as they please. We spend a lot of time making sure the dogs get exercise. There's activities you can sign them up for. We also do grooming. Of course, we can do specialized grooming as well as pet grooming. We can do show grooming. We can do pretty much anything in the grooming, in the grooming line. We do get daycare some, not so much daycare, but some of that. But mostly just with the boarding, we offer lots of activities, lots of things to keep the dog busy, keep the dog happy, right. That kind of thing. Now,
something you mentioned a minute ago, you said something about the groomers being certified.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it seems to be an ever-growing field. You're seeing them kind of pop up in a lot of different places that, and whether they're certified or not certified. I mean, obviously, having somebody with a certification is kind of like somebody that's been to cosmetology school and they know how to cut your hair to somebody that just kind of picks up shears and goes bzzz.
Exactly.
So give me an idea of what it takes for somebody to go through and get an actual quote-unquote on-the-wall certificate.
For the Master Groomer certification, it's through National Dog Groomers Association of America. They have an extensive testing progress. You have to pass a series of tests. Your first test is for the different breed groups, and like your non-sporting and sporting and terriers and all that kind of stuff. You have to pass practical tests. You have to specifically groom the dog with someone going over it and grading the work. You have to pass written tests, and I think there's 8 tests involved, including your master test, to reach that level. It takes several years to work through that and attain your master certification.
So how many groomers do you have with those certifications?
There's 2 of us here now, and there's one who plans to complete the final stage of hers in fact 3 days from now. Wow. In Atlanta. And then the 4th groomer that I have here is almost through with hers. She's probably going to need one. She's going to complete the next to last portion of hers at this show, and then when we get to the next show, then she'll do her last portion.
So whether you're grooming a pound puppy,
right,
or you're grooming a dog that could be a $10,000 show dog, the same hands groom either dog.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Now, I've noticed too that you were talking about the special care that they receive when they're here. I noticed was in the information y'all take them on nature walks and playtime, and I think y'all got a playground out back.
Right. We have a playground. We have lots of trails through the woods here for nature walks. You can sign your pet up for cuddle time, where one of us just sits down on the floor with them, or picks them up and plays with them, or holds them. You can sign them up for a buddy time, where we pick another dog that's here that's compatible and allow them to play in the playpen together. In the summer we have splash times where they can play in a wading pool and cool off. So we have a lot of things for them to do.
Right, that's awesome. Now, give me a little idea of where y'all are located.
We're in Glencoe. We're just off of Ford Valley Road. We're just not very far at all off of Highway 431. It's very, very easy to get to, very centrally located from both Calhoun County and Etowah County. Right,
okay. So from somebody that grew up around animals, training them at 6 and 7 years old in obedience, to raising birds and selling birds, to grooming all types of animals, to owning a retail business. Now you're in the boarding, kennel, and grooming business. That's an amazing history. And thank you for being with us, sharing that.
Thank you.
Of course, the website's below us, the phone number's below us. And if you want more information, of course, you can go to the website and check that out. I have the hours, how to get here, the whole 9 yards. So please check out Slocum Ridge Pet Camp. This is Debbie Slocum. Thanks again for being with us, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.
I'm Roger Mills, and I'm here with Debbie Slocum from Slocum Ridge Pet Camp. And Debbie, today, this is our second interview that we've had a chance to get together and talk about. And one of the things we're going to talk about today is, I guess, why did you build this business? Your philosophy in it, the importance to you and your husband, and well, I guess a little bit about what makes it so different, because there is an obvious difference to me in the way your kennel is set up here than anybody else in the county or surrounding counties, really. But let's start. Give me a little history about how you got into this business before we start.
Well, I grew up in the business. My parents owned a boarding kennel, and I grew up in that. We traveled the country touring different boarding kennels and seeing what was out there, and using that as a background. When my husband and I decided that there was no longer a boarding kennel in this area, we wanted to open one up. We had dogs that were our favorite, our pets and our children. And when we wanted to go out of town, there was no good place to leave them. So we decided that we wanted to build something that not only where we could leave our pets and be comfortable, but other people could as well.
Right.
I have a lot of just background in the pet care of all different types.
Right.
When we built this, we wanted to build something that was very appealing to the dogs and their owners. We chose this setting, a nice wooded area out in Glencoe where it's quiet, and we built our kennel with indoor-outdoor runs, and what that means is each dog has their own individual room inside in a heated and air-conditioned building with clean, comfortable bedding. Then they also have their own private patio, a very large patio where they can go outside, watch the squirrels, watch the birds, whatever's out, sunbathe, or they can come back in where it's heated or air conditioned as they please, and they can come and go like that 24 hours a day. So that was real important to us, that they would have that kind of room and not be kept in a cage. We also provide a lot of activities. We provide exercise. Exercise is very important for a dog's physical and mental well-being when they're being boarded. So we try to provide exercise opportunities for them to go out. Each dog, even though they have access to a 24-hour patio, they also are taken out on potty walks or taken out to a playpen where they can, or a yard area, fence yard, where they can relieve themselves if they don't want to go out and do so on their patios.
Right.
We provide a lot of attention to each individual dog. We know their personalities. We know when one's just having a bad day. We notice that kind of thing because we're so in tune with each dog. In grooming, we have some of the best groomers in the country actually working here, and so we provide a lot of specialized grooming. We know the art of hand stripping, which is a grooming technique that's used with harsh-coated or terrier breeds. Most groomers are not familiar with. It's how the show people keep their coats and their skin in great condition.
Well, that's pretty unusual. I mean, that's to have the caliber of groomers that are going to be grooming just your everyday, could be pet shop to your pound puppy to your $10,000 show dog, same hands, same people grooming your animal. So I mean, that to me, that's a very unique feature to have when you drop off your pets and you ask them to be groomed. You know, it's not $1,000 grooming, but they're getting the quality of $1,000 grooming.
Right.
That's pretty cool. What are some of the other things that y'all offer here for the pet? When you come in, you drop off your pet. Tell me the process.
Well, each dog is of course checked in and settled into their room. They're taken back to their boarding area, where they're given fresh water, of course, and clean bedding, and that you can bring toys from home if you'd like. You can bring their favorite food if you'd like, favorite treats. We'll make sure that they get them. Then once they're checked in, they'll start into their daily routine of being fed and cleaned up after, and taken out for walks, and playing in the yard, playing with buddies and that type of thing.
Gotcha. Okay. Is there anything, if I'm going to bring my dog or dogs out, is there anything I need to know before bringing them out? Anything specific to do or not to do?
They need to have their vaccinations up to date, and we have to have proof of that. We ask that you bring something from home to make them feel comfortable, or use something they're familiar with. Make sure you have all of your paperwork done ahead of time. Don't wait till the last minute. Don't come screeching in here at closing time for the first time boarding and want everything to be cozy and comfortable, because we're trying, we don't have time to watch the dog get settled in and that type of thing. Right.
Okay. With that in mind, something else I was going to ask you too, once I leave my dog, what time in the morning do you open? What time do you close? What days of the week are you open?
We're open Monday through Friday. We're pretty much open 8 to 5. We do usually take a lunch break in the middle of the day, and that's usually from like 1 to 2. But then we're open the rest of the time during that. On the weekends, we're only open from 8 to 12 on Saturday, and we're only open from 3 to 5 on Sunday. Gotcha.
Is that pickup only on Sunday?
It is.
Pickup only on Sunday? Yes. Okay. Is there anything else on the side of drop off or pickup that would be really important for somebody to know? Anything specific?
I didn't know.
Okay, no problem, no problem, no problem at all. Well, I guess the last thing that we'll do is make sure you do know the phone number, which is listed below us. Our web address is below as well. And check out the website. It's really good. And come by and visit. This is an incredible place. Debbie, thank you for being with us today. Hope you come back. And the next program we'll be talking about specialized grooming. And we'll talk to you then. I'm Roger Mills, and we're back with Debbie Slocum with Slocum Ridge Pet Camp. And today we're going to be talking about something that they specialize here in, and that's hands-on care. And that's not only just the daily treatment of your pets, but grooming in more particular. And one of the things that I've always been real curious in is, as you see groomers, they'll stay with somebody that knows what they're doing, and then all of a sudden you see them pop up and open their own shop, and it says certified groomer. I guess it could be like a doctor that has a practitioner, and then all of a sudden they hang a shingle out and say, I'm a new doc. Well, there's a whole lot more that goes into it.
Yes, yes.
And something, if you will, you and I have done this together, but tell the audience exactly what you have to do to become a certified groomer.
To become a certified groomer, you have to pass tests. There's a lot of questioning. You have to pass written tests on each individual breed group. Mm-hmm. You have to take a dog to a grooming show and groom it where it can be evaluated by multiple evaluators to get an actual number grade. And you have to pass the test for each of your different breed groups. All of my groomers here are certified at different levels, or not necessarily levels, but for instance, they're all certified in multiple, in say terriers and sporting and the different breed groups. I have two of the groomers here have already completed their master.
What, going from regular certified to masters?
The masters, once you complete all of the breed groups, you have to complete them first before you can do your master test. And once you completed all the breed groups, then you're given a master test. It's a 400 question written test.
Wow.
Yeah, it is based on, it covers some of the breeds that are not covered in some of the groups, but then it also is very in-depth into animal husbandry, into nutrition, into general first aid, knowing about the different chemicals and things that are used in the shampoos and that type of thing. You have to know about a little bit about breeding and raising puppies and that type of thing to pass the test. So it's a very rigorous test. It's very in-depth. And you don't get your master certificate until you pass that test, and you don't get the opportunity to pass that until you've passed all the other breed group tests.
So you're saying that I can't get on the internet, fill out some forms, send it in, and get a certification?
Absolutely not.
So where are some of the places? I know you have traveled a lot, all over the country, to have your groomers tested. Where are some of the places you've gone?
The closest place is Atlanta. We have traveled in order to get our certification. We have traveled to Chicago, to Cincinnati, Orlando, Cape Canaveral, Florida, North Carolina, Denver. We have to load up my van full of dogs and groomers and equipment and light out for the weekend and spend. So it takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of talent. To become certified, especially to become a certified master groomer, it takes dedication.
Well, no, I've got to imagine you've got to have one heck of a heart for it. You know,
yes.
I traveled down many of my years of my life with my two young daughters, in a car. I can't imagine driving down the road in a van full of animals for hours and hours. So that's awesome.
We're going this weekend to Atlanta for another grooming competition. We'll all be competing grooming competitions as well as working on certification tests for the ones that have not completed theirs. And we're taking 10 dogs for this weekend.
Wow, 10 dogs in one vehicle?
Probably one, possibly two.
Wow, that's a lot of patience too.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
All that in a hotel room too, in the Hilton.
They're loving you. They're loving you. Well, tell me more about the certification and the grooming. When y'all go to a competition and there's 3 or 4 people, I assume, watching this person grooming an animal from scratch, what all do they check for? What are they looking for?
They're looking for correct cut for the breed, correct profile. They're looking for proper use of the tools. They're looking for to make sure that there are no nicks, scrapes, cuts. No, they're looking for the way that the animal is treated, the way it's handled. They're looking for gentleness in that. They're looking to make sure that this person knows how to hide the faults, because none of us, including our animals, are built exactly the way they should be to standard, and we learn to groom to cover the faults of the breed, to leave hair in places to make it look like he looks like he should.
Right.
So they're looking for all of that.
All right, I've got a question from a mutt owner.
Yes.
What types of things should I be doing in between? I know depending on the breed, can have a lot to do with it and their age, I assume. What kind of things should I be doing at home to make it easier and keep my pet from being just, when I bring it to you, looking like a wild beast?
Learn to brush. Ask your groomer to teach you how to brush. Make sure you have the right equipment. The main thing, make sure that your pet is accustomed to being handled. Will allow you to hold a foot, allow you to hold hold him still and let you look at him and let you brush, that type of thing. Also, pay attention to his nails. If you don't feel comfortable doing the nails yourself, you can bring them in for a nail trim in between groomings. We also have a lot of clients that have trouble brushing and keeping the mats and the tangles out, and the dog becomes matted or tangled in between their regular grooming appointments, and they'll bring them in halfway in between and have just a bath and brush out, which is less cost than the full groom, but it extends the grooming, and keeps the dog from becoming so matted that it's painful to remove the mats when they come back in. Sure.
And I would get to imagine, no different than if our hair got matted, it wouldn't be a lot of fun getting all that taken out.
No, not at all.
No. Well, we're coming up on summer. Does the weather affect any of that at all?
Oh yes, we're coming upon summer, like you said. It's going to be shedding season before long. We offer shedless, which is where like your dogs that have a double coat, or an undercoat, like a golden retriever or a lab or something like that, they can come in and have a bath and what we call a shedless treatment, which is a combination of products and brushing and special tools that will remove the majority of the undercoat. It does have to be repeated frequently, but it does keep a lot of hair.
When you say frequently, what does that mean?
Depends on the dog. Ideally every 2 weeks, but that's more than most people want to do. But every 4 to 6 weeks works well to help keep a lot of the hair on my floor instead of on your couch. So
right. Very important.
Yeah.
Very important. Okay. Well, Debbie, I hope we get back in a couple of weeks together again, and we'll talk about some more things that y'all do here, and maybe even give the folks at home some tips on how to take care of their pets and get them here to have a good weekend slumber.
Good.
Thanks, Debbie. I appreciate you being with us.
Thank you.
Got it. We'll see you next time.